Going retro today. Forgotten cricket bats of a bygone era. I wish this bloke kept going.
The Kookaburra Ridgeback 1996, an outstanding stick, the 1996 Ridgeback, a bat that was stylish, dynamic and burst onto the scene in the mid-90s, mainly thanks to a young Ricky Ponting who at the time was sporting a truly regrettable moustache-goatee combination. Generally, as a rule, if you used a Ridgeback in the 90s, you were a pretty good bloke. If ever you needed to get rid of a dead body, all you would need to do is ask one of the 3 blokes at your club who ran with a Ridgeback at the time, and they would have assisted you without hesitation. The same sort of bloke that would happily bail on the wife the night of their 40-year anniversary, mainly because he didn't want to miss the club's second bingo night function of the season. Just about Kookaburra's best stick. 9 out of 10.
So this bat comes to me courtesy of Coops Cricket. He has kindly sent this bat and the Brad Hodge stick that you would have seen before this. They all came as they were all basically birthed because of that bushfire fundraising. Kookaburra looked back and wanted to go nostalgic. Because of the popularity, the Ridgeback 2020 was bought out. This is a limited release, and this is the Series 3, although Coops Cricket says this is one of the first batch and they weren't actually grading them, they were just chucking on the stickers. He hasn't even taken it out of the plastic, as you can see there. And that is the shape. And I guess you all want to see the ridge, so there it is. I'll turn that around and you can see the ridges that I'm running my finger down. Now, they're not very deep, they're more a aesthetic feature. It does remind me a lot of some bats that Kookaburra had out early in the 2000s. Thinking Onyx, that had this sort of grooving where they peaked the spine but then sort of came out this way. But yeah, it's a nice looking bat. They've gone very retro with the stickers, although this bat, unlike the other one, has production stickers on it, so you do have some embossing here. I'll put that up to the light, and generally they're calling back to that 1996 sort of colour scheme. We've got the basic red and green and the Kookaburra of that time, and we've got here Series 3 and the authentic Kookaburra sticker. There's no embossing there. There's a little bit of embossing here. We've got the big edge sticker. That was pretty common those times. Ridgeback down the base, and Ridgeback written at the top of the spine, and Kookaburra down the side. So it is very much a throwback to the retro design, but gee, it's a big looking bat. So if you really like what I do at CricketBatInfo, then I'd ask that you please subscribe and like the video, comment on the video, hook me up on the Facebook page. All the links are in the description. There's also a Discord server if you want to chat, but generally you can PM me via the Facebook page. Grain wise, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 grains. A little bit of a end of a pin knot here. This is the pin knot's already come out, and that's just a little bit of stain left behind. That's not a hard bar. That won't have any detrimental effect on the performance of the bat. You can see here this pin knot running through here and probably coming out there. So slant of the timber's going sort of that way, just like this one here. It's coming out from here, starting there, coming out there. Yeah, it's a nice looking bat. It does look to have that traditional sort of oiled look about it. Coops generally doesn't prep his bats. Got a few pin knots up here, coming up here, but there's nothing bad about this bat. They say grade 3. Yeah, I think that's a pretty healthy looking grade 3, but it's quite big. I don't know what the weight is of this thing. I guess we'll find out. So on the handle, we've got a traditional chevron design with red and white and green. Got the Kookaburra bat care stuff on it. It says about knocking in your bat and all those types of things. And here we've got Ridgeback Series 3, short handle. It's still got the tag on it. I would like to take those things out for the weight, but I guess you're going to have to take into account that we've got a few extra bits and pieces weighing on it. Yeah. Now, as far as the handle, also the feel of it is very much same as the player bats. It's that semi-oval towards, you'd call it a decent semi-oval, round at the top. I do like the shape of the new Kookaburra handles. They're the right thickness, so that's nice. Cork up the top, no difference to the handle that the player's bat had. And yeah, let's put it through the gauge, see what we can find out. Well, the first thing I can see here, we've got a fairly traditional round face, probably looking at about a 6mm camber. And that spine, look how thick that profile is. It's obviously, you know, you could call that concaving with the scoop taken out, but it's allowed for a much higher spine than normal. And you're probably looking there at about a 37mm edge because you've got to take into account that it's got that rounder face, more traditional. As far as bow, there's a tiny little bit of bow like all Kookaburra bats. Yeah, but gee, it's a nice mid-swell, isn't it? It's got all that power. They call it mid-low, but it's right through the playing area. So I think you're going to have a really nice condensed sweet spot here, but a lot of playability down here and up here. So it's a nice shape. Specs. Starting down at the toe, 21.4. Centre toe, 26.4. The edge, taking into account we do have a round face, is still huge. It's 37, 38. And we'll measure the spine. Well, I've got this. 66.2. So a lot of that is to do with the depth of that face camber as well. You've got 6mm there, then your 37mm, so you probably got 2 and a bit centimetres above that. So it's a nice looking shape. A real lot of wood in this. It's very much reminds me of a player style shape. And this sort of volume, I'd be looking to see a weight of about 212. In my hands, the bat feels nothing like that. It's a very, very nice pickup, to be honest. I really like it. It feels 2.8.5, 2.8. It does have a bit hanging off the edge of the handle. I don't know what impact that's going to have on my overall thing. We'll give it a weigh. And it says 2.84, so if I take that off, 2.82, and the tag, it's 2.8 dead. So yeah, it's pretty much picking up its weight, but it's got a huge amount of volume. It's big for 2.8, really impressive. Really like that. So you're never going to see it again, Coops? No, I'm just joking. What we'll do now is we'll bring in the tap-up bat. This is the one that I didn't do with the Brad Hodge, but I will do it for this because this is a retail bat. Starting at the toe. So what you're looking at is the rebound characteristics of a good quality played-in bat. And this is what they would call player grade willow, but I mean realistically it's grade 2. And this is grade 3, definitely cleaner willow. Nice straight and defined grains. Starting at the toe. So it's petering out there. So mid-high, going really well there. With those 2 pin knots just sort of finished, that's actually really nice there. And yeah, it's a really nice bat, to be honest. It's on the softer side of pressing, so you definitely do need to do the right thing by them and give them a proper knocking in. That natural finish allows for you to oil or put the scuff straight on and really work on those edges, that toe area here and up there if you're going to use these bats, or you know, somebody like Coops who's a collector probably will never use this bat, or he'll buy a second one and use that one. But yeah, what an amazing bat. I do like that. And I do like the retro shape, so I like the fact that they feel nostalgic from time to time, and they bring out these bats to make us think back to times when legendary players graced the field and played traditional style cricket. And yeah, one day we'll have a retro Kaboom something, or a retro Steve Smith New Balance. But at the moment, that's the Ridgeback 2020. Thank you very much to Coops Cricket. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoy what I do, please subscribe to the channel. I'll leave any links that I've mentioned in the description, as well as any other things that you may be interested in. See you next time.